Oh, it's a lovely line as we go to the look at the horses now. Richard, nobody you know?
No, I've had some bad days at the races, but not quite that bad.
Here's Cool as our friend was at the end of Cup Day a moment ago, but terrific piece by Neil, and it is backed by public demand, but we're not going to play it next Saturday. Let's have a look at Cobra Muse. We're going to start with the South Australian. You've mentioned it once today. I think I have too. South Australian trained horses have done very well. This horse was 5th in the Tupperware Cup. Before that, bolted into Victoria Park. David Balfour, the trainer, has a very good record in South Australia.
Wasn't beaten that far in the Tupperware Cup, only a length and a half. It was a good effort. True Glow ran in the Carbine Club Stakes on the Derby day and didn't do much good, so I think that's up against it with 57.5 kilos, Cobra Muse, for mine.
So 3 is Koala. Now, this had no luck in the Tupperware Cup. That was a roughly run race, and before that did win at Moonee Valley. First start at Flemington today. Once
again, it's got 56 kilos, and I think that's a lot of weight for a horse that is handy without having really troubled them in big races at this stage.
Showing $5.80 Koala. Here's 4. Domine from the Hawk stable, Corey Brown, 3rd at Geelong, first up over 1200. Did run a 6th placing here at Flemington in July and over this distance, and a couple of wins prior to that.
Well, first up at Geelong the other day, it ran 3rd and was only beaten 1.5 lengths. And its second up record is pretty good. Had one start second up previously and won it. So maybe that's a good guide. And Hawkses, they wouldn't have put him in this race second up if they didn't think that was the way to have him primed for the big effort.
Chester County not there at the moment, so we move on to Sir Craigley. I like the run of Sir Craigley in the Carbine Club Stakes. Ran on from well back to finish 5th. Prior to that, beat Charlie Bubb at Rosehill, and Charlie Bubb's going to be one of the favourites for the Sandown Guineas next week.
Charlie Bubb did frank that form. It was a very good win at Rosehill. Then, as you said, came from a long way back in the Carbine Club Stakes. That was a lovely run. Talented trainer, Kim Moore from Sydney. Sir Craigley, definitely a chance.
6 is Ice Cream, another one of the John Hawks. 5th, The Blur, over 1200 at Caulfield, was running on that occasion, and prior to that, 5th also at Moonee Valley.
Only had the 3 runs in its life. Won its first start at Sandown over 1,000 metres, and its recent start over 1,200 metres did run on well. The distance might be a bit of a problem here. Not tested at this distance, but obviously a horse with ability.
Speaking of being tested at the distance, that's going to happen with Chester County today. The trainer Paul Perry is with Greg Radley.
Well, Chester County up to the 1,400 today, and with a bit of weight to carry, Paul.
Yeah, Greg, I suppose he's 4 above the limit. You know, he's probably weighted right up to it, but hopefully he can hang on, mate, and carry the weight.
Is he a big horse?
He's a nice, not a big horse, but he's a nice enough horse. You know, he's won with 57.5 before, so I think he's up to it.
What are the instructions to the great man?
Mate, he's a great man. I don't have to tell him, he can tell me.
Well, you sat pretty wide at the Valley and still beat them easily.
Yeah, it was a good win at the Valley. Look, he's a nice horse going places, I believe. He's 4 above the minimum today. He's got 58.5, or 58, so got a big engine though, mate.
Yeah, well, good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Jimmy Cassidy.
Good combination, aren't they? And Paul Perry has done so well here this year as he's done in the past. Here's Chester County, so very good 1,000 metre form. His 2 runs in Melbourne have been outstanding, really. 3rd to Blur, where he didn't have the best of luck, and then he won that race at the Valley on Cox Plate Day.
As you say, I think it's been said about Chester County. He's a bit fiery, Chester County. He will fire up a little bit, and the clerk of the course is just keeping him quiet there, and the strapper on the other side, well, he's struggling to keep up. Well, let's hope the other horses are struggling to keep up when the whips are cracking.
Looks fit and well. Here's Cool As. 4 placings this time in, including a 2nd at Moonee Valley to Ribe.
Only the 8 starts and placed in, in 7 of those 8 starts, so a very, very consistent horse. And yes, placed behind Ribe. It was beaten a long way, and Ribe struggled a little bit on Thursday, so I'm not sure how solid that form is.
8 Deputy Head was also in that race. It was back in 7th place behind Ribe. Prior to that, 3rd at Cranbourne over 1,300. It's having its first start today at Flemington.
Yeah, first start at Flemington. Is a winner at Caulfield over the 1,400 metre journey, so the distance won't be a problem. Barrier 10's not going to help, and it does race up on the pace, so it'll need to get across and take up a good position. But a nice gelding there, not without a chance.
9 Natural Blitz, pretty good run in the Carbine. Forget the Tupperware Cup where it failed to finish. Very good 4th to Blur before that.
Yeah, the 4th to Blur, I guess, is the quality run there. Blur's franked that form. 6th to Delago Brom up at the Flemington Mile here in the Carbine Club Stakes. Not a bad run. It's an honest horse. Little lightweight chance, I guess.
10 and Shintaro, only the 2 starts, one at Kyneton.
Well, stepping off 2 starts after a Class 1 win at Kyneton, this is a big step up in grade. 54 kilos, a lot of weight for a horse of that quality.
11 is Cape Kennedy. It's also coming off a maiden, but it did win by 5 lengths at its last start at Werribee.
An impressive maiden win, that 5-length win at Werribee. Anywhere where they win by 5, you've got to respect, and I think this is a chance from barrier 4. D. Nikolic on board, having a great carnival.
And 12 Chatline, Graham Rogerson, the trainer. He's had the long price winner here on the opening day. Last start winner at Geelong.
Yes, in a Class 2 there to second to Vasilev, beaten a couple of lengths. I think it needs to step up. It needs to really lift to be able to match these horses today.
So Chester County a warm favourite here at around about $2.90 for the Interlink Stakes. The 3-year-olds, there he is towy, isn't he? There's no doubt he's very fit. Chester County, let's hope that he saves a bit of that energy for the race. He may need it at the end at 1400. The 3-year-olds go to the post for the $100,000 Interlink Stakes as we go to Shelley Craft.
I'm now joined by the other winner of the L'Oreal Paris Face That Stops the Nation, the home viewer, Michael Riley. You're off to Paris. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you no stranger to winning here at Flemington?
No, I've ridden a couple of winners here, Shelley. Of course, my last ride here back in 1990 was a winner. So, yeah, it's good to be back here on a winning note.
So what's a jockey doing sitting at home, watching the Cup, dialling numbers?
Well, probably like most retired jockeys, we prefer to stay home and watch the Cup quiet in peace. So I was just sitting home by myself and the faces came up. And being a good judge of fillies I thought I'd give the number a call, and I voted for Janine, number 5. I thought she looked the nicest. They all look pretty nice, pretty hard, but I voted for Janine, and anyway, only rang once and it came through, so it was pretty good.
That's incredible. You are a winner through and through.
Oh, I am. I'm really happy to be back here on a winning note. It's fantastic.
Who are you going to take to Paris with you?
Well, I'm lucky enough to have a beautiful wife at home, Bridget. So, yeah, her and I will be going to Paris.
Well, congratulations. Have a great trip.
Oh, thank you very much, Shelley.
Three-year-olds around at the 1400 metres start. Chester County's really solid here. They've come again in the betting ring for him. Jim Cassidy rode Hey Pronto to success on Tuesday, and he's had another winner here at the Cup Carnival. So he hasn't been knocking them over, but he's got his sights on the Emirates Stakes today with Accelerator, and he's on Hey Pronto and the Queen Elizabeth as well as Chester County. A really progressive 3-year-old, this one.
Gets a bit fired up, Chester County, and the pony's just keeping him there. And it's a great old pony to be with too. Sub-Zero, former Melbourne Cup winner there, looking after Chester County. He's just starting to sweat a little bit, and I can expect him to go forward because he's a bit fired up, and I think he'll come out of the gates running.
Jim had a double on Cup Day with Dan Turner in the Schweppes 1000 for Rick Orlacey, and Hey Pronto in the Lavazza Long Black for Gay Waterhouse. There's a Koala, lightly raced. In fact, there's a lot of the horses here have had very little racing, and they could go on. And
Koala there's only been unplaced once. He's only had the 5 starts, but first and second 4 times. His last start at Caulfield when he ran 8th in the Tupperware Cup was the only time that he ran out of a placing, and he got interfered with that day.
It could be a progressive horse here for the autumn, and who knows if Sir Craigley wins today, a horse like Sir Craigley might go on to the Sandown Guineas, a rich race next week over 1,600 metres.
There's Cape Kennedy, and that's Koala just going into the gates.
So what does Jimmy Cassidy do here? He uses the horse's natural brilliance. We haven't seen too many all-the-way winners over the Melbourne Cup Spring Carnival, have we? Not too many horses have led all the way.
A lot of pressure in races. Very hard to lead all the way. You have to be a natural leader, and you have to get the race run the way you need it to be run, with a slow pace in front, so you've got that kick at the end. It hasn't happened too often.
So a bit of a mix here. Some horses coming back from the 1,600 metres of the Carbine Club. The favourites coming up from 1,000 metres. Here's and Shintaro, just a couple of starts. So $3.30 for Chester County. Koala at $7, $7.50 for Cape Kennedy, $8.10 for Sir Craigley, and Ice Cream at $8.90 as we join Wayne Wilson.
Cool As goes into 9, Natural Blitz and Shintaro, the last 2 to load up. Lights are flashing, a start is imminent. The starter goes to the platform. Pressure on Cassidy here. One would think that Chester County would go forward. Can he get the trip, the 1,400 under the 58?
Coming up with Corey Brown, please.
We're about to find out. They're set.
You want to jump in there? You're right, Darren.
Ready now.
Boys.
Ready now. Racing. Good start too. Ice Cream and Domine both began nicely. Cool As out the back in the early part. Going forward is Koala, and Copper Muse has caught a little white. Cape Kennedy showing speed. Chester County's in the bunch early, but he's not going to get an easy lead in the first 250. Jim's going to let him slide to the front by the looks of it, but he is out 3 deep at the moment. Chester County in front of Copper Muse as they go to the 1,000. 1.5 away third, Cape Kennedy, followed by Domine and Deputy Head. Koala drifting back along the rails. And Shintaro's out a little bit wide. Sir Craigley in the centre. Chatline's back with Cool As Natural Blitz. Ice Cream is last of all. They head up towards the home turn. Copper Muse, he's a bit wide, but he shows the way by a length. Getting a run on the rails is Chester County. He's now easing across the heels of Copper Muse as they approach the bend. Jimmy putting him in a position to challenge. Cape Kennedy's up on his outside. Deputy Head is going up 4 deep as they straighten up, and then Anne Shintaro. Chester County is sliding up at the 400 to poke his nose in front of Copper Muse, but I don't think there's much gas in the tank. And Shintaro pounced on Chester County on the outside. And Shintaro's gone to the lead, but here's Cool As. Cool As is finishing brilliantly on the outside. He's dropped on them, Cool As. He's swept away from them with 100 metres to go, and he's home. Cool As is pulling away from Anne Shintaro and Copper Muse. Natural Blitz late for third. Cool As wins it. Cool As first, Anne Shintaro second. Natural Blitz third, Copper Muse fourth. Followed in by Deputy Head and then Sir Craigley. Chester County just too much with the pressure of the race and the weight. Then Ice Cream, Koala. Cape Kennedy back in the field with Domine, Sir Craigley, and Chatline, the last one home.
Well, this is going to be a massive trifecta for a small field, isn't it? 12.40 the winner, 5.90 the second horse to place, and at 3.50 the third. It was just set up for horses to run on 1:21.5 the time, and Brian Cox, the winning trainer here with Greg Charles. Cool As, gee, it was strong. Really was strong here. Chester County was well and truly beaten. Natural Blitz has run on pretty well, and that was Anne Shintaro I had, I'm sorry, but it was Cool As getting right past Anne Shintaro, which was a terrific run itself, and Natural Blitz. So they just went so hard, didn't they, Copper Muse and also Chester County, that it was set up for those at the back, and at the back did they come, and well, that was a huge win by Cool As. 4 placings this time in, but a winner today.
Winner today, and as you said, Chester County, he never got any peace in front there. Copper Muse was outside him, driving him nuts. He had to ease and come around him. That set up a really quick pace, and sitting off the back of them, Cool as cool as you like. There's another one for the Raiders from the border district, and Brian Cox has come down with another horse and knocked them off again. Very well placed, this horse. Hasn't been out of the money too many times.